Well, we're live, a little late. Hey, why are we late? Was that you?
It wasn't me.
No, I'll tell you why you're
wasn't
late.
me.
You know
Why are we late?
Because I always say if you're late, you'll miss one of God's divine appointments. And I had two people that were both an hour late today, which now made me late. I don't like late.
And how much did it cost you to get a permit to cut your trees down?
My own trees that are half dead, $500.
You had to go to township.
Yeah. Yep.
That doesn't make any sense.
It keeps the system rolling.
Oh,
Whatever.
I guess.
Right?
I give them enough to keep them rolling.
Yeah, you do. Well,
They're
anyway.
worried about trees being cut down. I'm worried about a lot more than that. I think we're going to talk about it today.
Yes, we are. But anyway, thank you for being patient with us. We're on about 15 minutes late.
We're on CP time, but
Yeah.
by the way, thank
CP
you
time.
for joining.
Now, guess what? This tanned man was on time.
I was on
This
time.
other tanned
For
man was
what?
not on. You're losing your tan.
I am. It's getting cold out.
Yeah.
What's that TikTok you showed me the other day? It was like, so you're Egyptian, right? Well, yeah, I'm Egyptian.
So you're black?
So you're black? Well, I mean, so you're African, right? Well, yeah, so you're black, right? Well,
Well, we believe.
Well, wait a minute. I have to tell you about my mother-in-law. So my mother-in-law
She's
is
darker than me.
yeah, she's Armenian,
okay.
right? And they'd go down to the shore. I mean, she could just hang up clothes and she'd come in with a tan. And so we're in Pleasantville, New Jersey. Our church is predominantly, in fact, it was probably all white, right? And they'd go to the shore. She loved the beach, and she'd come in. She was blacker than any black person I've ever met in my life.
Than me?
No, my mother-in-law.
She's darker than me?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And
Like
I
she
used to
was
do
the
her
color
hair.
of your hair.
Oh,
I used
wow.
to do her hair. She was very
Yeah,
dark.
she would get that dark.
Oh, wow.
And it was just funny. It was like everybody looked like, wow, because Steve was this real light-skinned Italian, right?
Yeah.
And everybody go, wow, that's an interracial couple.
Yeah.
It was funny. But
Well, anyway, back on track.
Yeah.
Welcome to
Oh, my goodness.
Hijack Life Live, where we believe that God rescues the dreams that have been shattered by the cruelties and injustices of life.
Yes, and make welcome our online host. That was good, Martin.
Thanks.
You didn't
You're
skip a
drumline.
beat. Gianna.
Hello.
Yes.
Say your
and
last name.
Lipitor.
I'll never
Liberatori.
We'll never get it right.
It's okay.
I love teasing you.
All right, say it.
Liberator.
Or Lipitori, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Either way.
Libertore.
And we also have a guest.
Semaj.
We have Matzah with us today.
Oh, yes.
Because you had this huge lion delivered. Boy, that thing is quite striking.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
The detail?
A lot better than this one back here.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. And it freaked her out.
She was freaking
And
out.
she just thought we have an intruder in the
I
house.
don't like that thing.
No, she didn't.
Anyway. So, what are we talking about today?
Today we're going to talk about key issues in the upcoming 2022 election.
Ooh.
Now, I realize that this subject matter will be controversial. We're going to do what we can to stay away from candidates and speak about policies and let
Okay.
people connect the dots. Now, in some cases, we probably can't, but we'll do what we can to just focus on policies. So, Martina, I'm going to start with you. Well, no, let's start with our audience. Gianna, ask our those who are watching with us what they consider the key issues are in this upcoming election.
What's up, Ryan?
He changed the name to Cartier. He put a star like you had Cartier.
So, what do you think, Ryan?
He thinks you don't know how to say my last name either.
Oh, I
No,
know.
he thinks that should be my last name.
Cartier?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I'm a little
Well,
slow.
Ryan's the one getting married,
Yeah.
and
But yours?
He's gonna wake up with
next Friday.
He's gonna wake up with a buzz cut. He keeps it up.
Yeah. Anyway, what do you think? Those of you who are watching, you're online. What do you consider the key issues in this midterm election? Now, before we get into it, because I've listed a number of them, I did a lot of research last night. Came up with the top 4 or 5 issues that everybody says are key to this election, and then we're going to look at a plethora of other issues, if time allows us to, that I think are relational to us as a country and all of us as believers. So, Martino, just off the top of your head,
Yeah.
without going to our notes, what do
Okay.
you think are the key issues in this election?
I think definitely the economy. I think shutting down the pipeline and instantly driving the price of gas through the roof and losing so many jobs I think economy is a huge thing for so many people. I just think our 401ks took a tank, our retirements took a tank, interest rates are through the roof. It's a financial nightmare.
Yeah, compared to what we were 2 years ago,
Correct.
compared to where we are now, this is disaster.
So I'll give you an example. I bought our house a year ago. My interest rate is 2.68. I saw my realtor out the other day at dinner, my mortgage broker, and I asked him, I said, Hector, what would my rates be today? Just curious. He said, the best I could get you with your stellar credit score would be about 5.5 on this size house.
Double.
So that's
more than double.
Yeah, that would raise my monthly payment like 48%.
Wow.
Imagine. So how do people afford houses today? Because they're still overpricing houses.
Well, let's talk about your product line.
Well, that's gone. Yeah.
Is it?
I mean, for now, because most people don't know, the news doesn't tell you. I know because I imported. You get a cargo container from overseas. It was around $1,400 to $2,000 for a full cargo container. Mid-pandemic, $27,000 for that same cargo container.
Wait, give that to me again. You're talking about $1,500 versus $28,000.
Yeah, and even now on a good day, you're looking at $16,000, $17,000. So think about it. What you used to sell for $19, add $26,000 worth of shipping to, if there's 10,000 pieces on the thing.
Why sell the product?
No one will buy it.
Right.
That's why shelves are empty and prices are up.
Yeah.
Anthony said abortion, inflation, and safety.
Pardon me, I'll be right back.
Yes.
Keep going.
Anthony who?
I always say wrong. Aliano?
Oh, Uliano.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. What did he say again?
Abortion, inflation, and safety.
Yeah. So that would be crime. If he's saying safety, right? Ryan said housing.
The market needs improvement.
Improvement. Yeah, definitely. Okay. So, Semaj, what would you say?
I mean,
and bring it from, I don't even know if your teams talk about this kind of a thing, do they?
I mean, I know one of the biggest things, if a teenager was sitting right here, what they would want, I think the first thing they would probably say is equality. That's probably the first thing that a teenager would probably say, yeah.
Regardless of color?
They would say equality depending on all platforms. They would say race,
now let's talk about that. So what do they mean by equality? Let's talk about
So
that.
they would say there needs to be equality on race. What's up, man?
Hey, Brigade. So come on in for a second. When Semaj is done, I'm going to ask you a question. Go ahead.
So they would probably say race like race on the level of equality. They would say race, sexuality.
So sexuality, they're talking about transgender, they're talking about homosexuality, lesbianism, all that kind of thing.
That's what a teenager would probably say they would look for in a candidate, someone that's willing to just have equality in that.
I bet I can guess what brigade is going to be, but you go. I just had a thought.
And believe it or not, I'm talking about a broad sense of teenagers.
Yeah,
they would probably say women's rights as well.
By women's rights, they mean abortion.
They would say abortion,
right? Which isn't a woman's right because we forget about the child's right.
That's right.
Yeah, but we'll talk about that.
Brigade.
So, go ahead, ask him.
Okay, so what do you think, without looking at any notes, because I didn't look at them either, what do you think some of the top issues are that people are concerned of what's going to make them choose to vote for the left president, right president, up president, down president? What are the issues that people
there are no
want to see?
presidents here. We're talking about Congress and Senate.
Okay, so I thought you were talking about 24.
No.
What do you think the biggest concerns are, the problems we have that would make you want to vote for somebody because of what they believe in and what they want to give us as Americans? Bet you I can guess his answer.
Gas prices.
Gas prices.
Inflation,
Yeah,
economy.
inflation in the whole, I guess.
What else?
I guess the whole COVID thing. I think that.
I lost.
That's good.
I thought he was going to say right to bear arms.
Oh well, yeah, that too. I was gonna get there because that's where I just came from.
Yeah,
but,
there you go.
Did you get a permit?
I'm waiting for email in like 1 to 2 months, and then I'll have it.
Great.
All right, let's move on.
Yeah.
So when I did this poll, number one across the board was inflation.
Okay.
70% of Americans disapprove of the direction this current federal administration is taking us and how they're handling the economy. So I did a little research. It's going to blow you away.
Okay.
So just this year, gasoline prices have risen 49%. And fuel, diesel fuel, now this is really important. Diesel fuel is 55%.
So that's what transports your.
Yep. Trucking influences everything we buy because it all gets here on trucks. I mean, it may come into ports on boat, but it gets to where we are on, Groceries have risen 24%. So my wife, who used to feed, let's say, a family of 6 a week, somewhere around maybe 275, 300, is paying 450 plus every week. This was really fascinating. The United States hasn't built an oil refinery of significance since 1977.
Wow.
That marathon, it was called the marathon, was 200,000 B/CDs. That's, I guess, its production rate or something like that. Today, in 1922, was the first one that has been built since 1977, and it was only 45 compared to 200,000 in 1977.
Wow, that's crazy. What's the point?
Yeah, and it's costing the average American $7,500 more a year. So I want to ask the average American, do you make $7,500 more this year than you made last year? You make less. So that's why economy is such an issue. You know, and that's why on the Democratic side, because you addressed this issue, the only thing they really have going for them is fighting for abortion or women's rights, quote unquote. But then that's not totally true either when they talk about women's rights. Because I watch the ads and I'm thinking that's not really what's going to happen. There are a number of states where people can get abortions. They're not going to take away your health care. They're not going to take away Social Security. And all these ads say that. So there's a lie across the board here.
Diane's asking, how do we fix the economy?
How do we fix it? Well, I think that's what this is about. Vote. Vote change.
You vote the right way.
Now let's talk about abortion. That was the second issue. Economy was first, 70% of all Americans, and then abortion. Now what was fascinating about abortion was it just wasn't those who may be opposed to abortion. It was people that looked at it like you're taking away someone's rights. Therefore, even though I don't believe in abortion or I wouldn't recommend an abortion, I'm not going to vote that the state has a right to remove it because you're taking away a person's individual right. And if you do that, what's my next right? That's how they look at it.
But it's not right. It's not true. It's a stretch to try to skin a cat in a way that's deceiving. Because, first of all, if a woman wants to be a prostitute or a hooker or a call girl, unless she lives in Nevada, it's illegal and she'll get arrested and it's her body and she can't have a choice. So, come on.
And what about the baby's choice?
It's not her. It's not just your body. There's two bodies. You know, if Matza got pregnant and I said, ooh, Matza doesn't like other dogs, I'm going to abort those puppies. Could you imagine all the animal rights people that would be outside barking at my door? It's not right.
Yeah. So let's talk a little bit about, so that they talk about, and that's the big ad, the mainstream media paints those who are pro-life as opposing to birth control, saving the mother should be the case, call of the mother or the child. Do you know that's only 1% of all abortions that are relational to the life of the mother?
Right. And see,
1%.
And for me, like personally, for my personal belief, I would never tell a woman, if the doctor says you have to choose between you or the baby, bye, have a great day.
See you, Brody.
I would never tell a woman that, oh, that's terrible, you chose to live and raise your other 4 kids. That's so far from what normally happens. And that's why I love when you said it's never going to be taken away. It's going to be stopped, hopefully in the name of Jesus, to be used as birth control.
Right. That's what they use it for.
I know that.
Totally. My wife was in the where was she? Jewelry store. And it was interesting. She said she was listening to a conversation in the back room. And they were saying, who are you going to vote for? He says, well, I have 2 daughters. That ought to tell you everything. And I said, Cheryl said, I didn't feel I had the right to, interrupt the conversation because it wasn't even in front of her. It was in the back room. I would have said, yeah, you got 2 daughters. I hope you teach them not to murder their kids in the womb. That's what I would have said. I would have shouted it out, but
That's what I don't understand. Us as Christians, we can't say what we believe is right according to the Bible and Jesus, but
Right.
them on the other side can say what they feel, and
I've been saying that
when
for
we
years.
speak, it's not okay.
Yeah, I've been saying
it's
that.
just-
We can't say anything. You know,
It's the
Christians
truth.
can't say anything.
somebody
Yeah,
went
let's
off.
say what he says. He says they're already doing it with mandated vax.
Because before that, he said if they take away
Or freedom
your
of choice.
freedom,
Oh, yeah?
what'll be next? Well, let's go
Yeah,
back.
listen, they want to vaccinate children, if not infants, one day.
But wait, real
Go
fast,
ahead.
because Deanna Jean DeMeo Y said, I do not believe in abortion as birth control, but if a woman is in danger or raped.
So
Well, I don't know about rape, because rape, listen, that child has a right to live. The mother's life is a different story.
But let's
See, that's my personal
Okay,
opinion.
let's
Go
go back.
ahead,
Let's
yeah.
go back to rape. God forbid, and I'll use Gianna so that nobody can say something about this. God forbid Gianna left to go run an errand for me, and she got raped. Gianna's going to go to the hospital immediately. She's going to get a DNA sample. They're going to do a DNC. They're going to clean her out, and she's not going to get pregnant.
Right.
So, you know, that's a far one. But let's talk about all the women that I see every day that can't get pregnant, and there's no kids to adopt. What about them? What about those families that want to give a loving home and there's no children to adopt, no babies to adopt? My
Right.
clients have to go to China and Korea and spend every penny they have and still not be guaranteed a baby.
Right.
There's no American babies to be adopted.
Yeah. Boy, if you ever read the life story of Beethoven, you would have never allowed him to be born. His parents were deaf. His one mother was this and that. It was all kinds of crazy things. You know, he's bastardly born. The whole story just pathetic. I mean, you would have said, get rid of that kid. And look what he gave to the world.
Yeah.
And look how many people in Scripture. I mean, the reality is David was probably bastardly born. We never have his mother's name. And when you think about it, when Jesse said, when Samuel said, don't you have another son? Remember, he paraded his sons before as king of to be anointed king. Then he goes, yeah, well, there's this, you know, I've got a young one out there in the fields with the sheep. No, why did he say that? He would have paraded him.
She says, I have 3 children, all I adopted, and I am a mom. To God be the glory. I'm adopted
Yeah.
too. That's great.
We
Right.
have a lot of comments.
Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. You want to read some?
Sure. Tom Jr. said they forget it's the government's responsibility to protect life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. It's their job to protect human life with law. We don't have the right to end other lives.
Yeah, good.
Anthony Aliano said, why don't the women who want the choice of abortion make the choice either to not have sex until they're married or choose to use contraceptive, not murder?
Sounds a lot easier to do it that way.
Yeah, I'd say.
And Uncle Marty and I talk about this often, but like we also look at it from a racial perspective. Like all that stuff was
Yeah.
founded on literally killing babies of color. I mean, and
You
look
mean
at-
Planned Parenthood?
I mean, yeah,
absolutely.
What's her name?
Margaret Sanger.
Margaret Sanger. She strategically placed the original Planned Parenthoods in low-income
areas.
low-income and minority neighborhoods, and to this day, they
Yeah,
still
they're
give the
they're-
Margaret Thatcher Award.
Yep.
The majority of people who are aborted are people of color.
And the majority of the abortion clinics are in low-income areas. If you Google right now where the closest Planned Parenthood is, it's probably going to say like Camden.
But yeah.
Yeah.
It is. It does.
Right.
We got
So
it.
let's talk a little bit about the kids here. You said that their issues would be equality, which would mean giving the same rights to people who are transgender or LGBTQ.
This is
whatever.
just my assumption because I listen to
But
I
let's-
listen a lot.
But let's talk about abortion. How do they, as Christian children from home and attend a church that believes life begins at conception, right? How do they justify aborting a child?
We have to understand that, you know, this new age of teenagers, they're influenced by everything that happens at school and everything that happens on their phones. It's a whole different culture of what it was when I was growing up and when you guys were growing up. They're so influenced. Like there's literally kids that will say they have anxiety because TikTok says they have anxiety when they don't even know what anxiety is. You know what I'm saying? So
That's the problem today. They're putting it in their heads when they're so little. When I was 5, I learned how to make an elephant out of scraps of construction paper. Now at 5, they want to teach you about sex and you have the right to be a boy or a girl. It's so twisted. And how the government allows it is bananas. It's like an Alfred Hitchcock movie.
Well,
gone
it's
bad.
not only that. It's an agenda.
It is an agenda.
And the sad part is, that agenda is demonic.
Alfred Hitchcock movie.
Really?
It is.
I mean, that's the bottom line. This
Yeah.
agenda is demonic because Satan's a deceiver.
Mm-hmm.
So what's he going to do? Listen, when you're 5 years old, you change, by the time you're 5 to 18, you probably changed your profession 500 times,
That's right. Listen, there was a story on Good Morning America about a boy who wanted to be a girl. His parents let him do it when he was little. I just saw it a day or two ago. Now he's like 19 or 20, and he's so messed up. He wants to reverse it, and he's speaking out saying you should not allow children to make those decisions at such young ages, like you said.
Yeah.
One day
they
you
don't
want to
even
be
know what they right. And so you're going to be, I'd like to be a girl today. 2 years from now, I'd like to be a boy today. The White House brought that person in, remember, and praised. They've all been on the news.
Yeah.
But that's only if you watch conservative news. I doubt it was on any kind of
Right.
non-conservative news. And interviewed this person, and they were thrilled about the fact that they had transgender. And I'm thinking, you don't have a clue what's in front of you.
And then this,
The emotional wrecks and
living in towns that are known for their education, a public school district, and you pay a lot in taxes, and then you can't even send your kid to public school
Yeah.
anymore because of what they have going on. Then you have to pay even more to send them
Yeah.
to a Christian or a private school.
I think it costs Washington Township or Pittman's about $13,000 to $14,000 per student. So how are you going to afford? That's what it costs you in taxes. Now, if you got a rebate and they give you back your $13,000 or $14,000, you could send them to a private school or a Christian
Right,
school
yeah.
or wherever, where they're not going to teach them that garbage. But that's what they're infiltrated in.
And when I have these conversations with people, because people, they automatically just say, well, you feel this way because you're a Christian. I said, well, we don't have to talk about my faith. We can just talk about just morality at this point. Growing up, sexuality was always a private matter. It doesn't matter if you were straight, gay, or whatever. It was always a private matter. I know, growing up, I didn't get sex ed until I was getting ready to go into high school.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But regardless, it's always been a private matter. You look at, there was a TV show there was a black and white TV show that I used to watch with my grandparents growing up. It was was it Ricky and Lucy?
no the Jeffersons.
No,
not the
Lucy.
Jeffersons, Ricky and
Lucy
Lucy.
knows. No, that's father knows best. Lucy.
Yeah.
But,
I love
but-
Lucy.
I love Lucy, but
Yeah.
they slept in separate beds.
I know.
Now,
I
granted,
remember.
now, granted, it was for the comedy of the show.
No.
But it was-
I'm sorry. Back then they slept in separate. My
Yeah, my
parents
grandparents
slept
slept
in
in
Back then,
Yeah,
they did.
but what I'm saying is, for that to be portrayed on the show, it even still showed that
Yeah, they
how-
didn't put couples in bed together.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
still kind of showed that your sexual things that you did, whether it's your sexuality,
Yeah.
your sexual preference,
Well-
whatever you did was still.
Well,
a
look at
private
the
matter.
difference in the shows. We had Dennis the Menace. You had McHale's Navy. You had MASH.
MASH.
You had, and that was a little risque, if you remember, for that
For
time.
that time.
Yeah.
And we had Father Knows Best. You had all these shows that taught morality. Today we have all these shows that teach immorality.
Mm-hmm.
And then we wonder why our culture is so screwed up. Why these kids, need psychiatrists and psychologists at young ages, and they're on all kinds of medications. Why? Because you're introducing sin in the life of a child. Adults have problems discerning sin and saying yes or no to it, let alone a 5 or a 6 or a 7-year-old.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so the two issues we've covered today, how many minutes have we been in?
23.
23, so we have 2 more to go. Because we'll pick up next week because
That's
the
fine.
election's still
Yeah,
another week
yeah.
off, right? We'll do this, actually, we vote, when do we vote? Is that the
On
6th or the 8th?
The 8th. Tuesday the 8th.
8th. So we'll have one more, and we'll
Okay.
talk about this.
Yeah.
So today we've covered the top 2, economy and abortion. And I think the only reason why abortion really is this big issue is because it's the only thing that the one political party has,
It's the only thing they
because
have.
everything else is crashing.
Right, and they stretch it. They have a lady with a. I'm sorry, you said not to talk about.
No, but go ahead.
Well, there's a woman who had a stroke, and she's having a hard time talking.
No, it's a guy,
That's a guy.
John Federer.
No, in the commercial though.
Oh,
She
yeah,
has blonde
right.
hair, and she has a stroke, and she's too old to even have a baby. And from the appearance of looking at her, and she's so thankful that her congressman is giving her a choice. It can't get any worse than that.
I know.
So painful.
Right, it is. And then the next issue, third, and these were kind of in between, depending on what poll you looked at, was crime and the border.
Well, that's big.
Yeah,
That's
it's huge.
That's a huge topic.
Because crime is relational to funding the police, taking away their rights. Like I'll never forget watching that kid break into the church, and the police. It took six police could not hold this one guy down because they couldn't do anything other. You know what I mean? They were scared to death that if they clocked the guy and knocked him out, carried him out to the car, there'd be a lawsuit against them. And I'm thinking, we really have tied the hands.
Guess what? You're lucky your
Of our
church.
police.
You're lucky your church is here in Washington. If it was in New York or California, God only knows how long it would have took the cops to get there.
They were 90 minutes.
Yeah,
You were there.
Yeah, and I was there the whole time, and that was another thing.
No, I
wanted-
mean to get there to help.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying. If you were in New York,
That's what we're
you
saying,
didn't wait
yeah.
2 hours. You didn't wait 90 minutes for the cops to come, did you?
No, but there were 90 minutes to apprehend the guy and get him out of the building.
Wow.
That's what I'm saying. What should have taken him 3 to 5 minutes took them 90
Took
minutes.
them 90 minutes.
Because
All
of how the
because,
world
yeah,
is.
We had the whole thing on video too.
we do.
And
And look at the inner cities.
Yeah.
I mean, the cops won't even go inside
Right.
of Chicago. Why? Because they'll lose their lives.
yeah,
It's go ahead.
I mean, just being from Philly, I get it. Like I have an aunt and uncle who are police officers in Philly. I've actually DJ'd for their district before. I mean, like it's so insane, and I think because I listen to both sides. I listen to the law enforcement side, and I listen to just the regular bystander side. Now the bystanders are really upset because they feel as though the police don't care. They take, like Uncle Marty said, they take forever to come. You know what I mean? Or like I know like stories of personal friends that I have who's like family members or someone their friends have gotten shot, and they're just laying there on the ground.
Right. Nobody
I
knows.
have a video in my phone of a man with his 2 kids, who's a friend of mine, got hit by some punk kid in Wildwood, and all these kids, not just white, not just black, not just brown, just dumb humans, dancing in front of the cop car. I posted it on my Facebook, giving them the finger, mooning them, not letting them get to this man to save his life. There's no regard for human life.
Yeah.
And in the 80s, if that were to be, those cops would have plowed through the crowd. They would have threw tear gas. They would have got to that family to help them. But it's a free-for-all. This country is like a piñata that somebody hit with a Louisville slugger. And stuff just flies everywhere.
Yeah. No. And crime is all related to economy, the border. I mean, it all ties in.
Yeah.
So
it does.
I'm just going to say, listen, if you like the way we're going as a country, fine. Just continue to vote everybody in that's there. If you don't, vote change.
Can I say something?
That simple.
Can I just say
Yeah.
something just from the Black Philadelphia perspective? I feel like the reason why crime is so bad in Philly right now, because a lot of it is adolescents and young adults and stuff like that. No one's pouring into kids anymore, and it all comes back down to education. I mean, like when I was in school, we were poured into.
But can I interrupt you?
Yeah.
Do they want it, or do they want to live on their iPads?
Right, and that's a very good observation, PB. And I think that they have been pushed to the side for so long that they're just numb to it. They don't know what.
You
they
know what
want.
it's like? My uncle's very smart, and you've heard this illustration before. This didn't just happen that kids are stuck to their iPad.
Yeah.
It's like if you take a frog and you put it in water and you 1 degree at a time, he becomes boiled and he's edible. But if you throw him in that when it's already hot, he jumps right out. Yeah. This was a slow, methodical, thought-out process by the opposition and the demonic forces that run this.
Yeah, no, this whole thing's satanic.
So can I give you a perfect example? I had a teacher when I was in high school. Her name was Miss Aguilera. She was an older Italian lady from South Philly. She was probably one of the greatest teachers I ever had in my life. Now, in this new age, we're talking about technology here, right? They have smart boards in the classrooms where you can watch movies on it, play games, all types of stuff. She said, she's a veteran teacher. She's the head of the English department at my high school. She said, I don't want a smart board. That's not my education.
Wow.
And she, to this day, if we go to her, she's still teaching. She's old. Like, if we go to her class right now, there's no smart board in there. She said, I don't need technology to teach. And everyone that was in her class was passing the other classes. What I'm saying is we have, like you said, Uncle Marty, it's been such a long process. So now these kids, they're so blinded by it Not only are they blinded by it, but they also don't know what they want or what they need. And that's what I mean. That no
And
one's
God
telling
forgive
you.
me, God forgive me, but Joanne says very
I know.
well. I'm sorry.
But wait a minute, think about this. That's how Satan wins. He puts people in, I never forget, I'm in Washington Township, the church had just started, and they were arguing about the baccalaureate. Now, the baccalaureate's a Christian service.
Yes.
Remember?
Yeah, of course.
So what happened was when I went to the school board meeting, all of a sudden it was like a light went off. Here they are, the school board, there's 5 or 7 of them. A number of those people on the school board were Jewish.
Wow.
Who didn't want the name of Jesus in the baccalaureate. So fortunately, there were enough people who demanded a baccalaureate service that they held one, and then they gave the students a choice. But it used to be mandatory. So what I'm saying is, over the years, see, it's subtle. You put somebody in office here. So now we have an administration, a federal administration that approves everything that is, I'm going to use the word antichrist in the sense that they applaud and approve what we know is biblically wrong and will destroy a culture. From abortion to transgendering to homosexuality to changing the definition of marriage. So if little by little they can applaud that and approve it, then it's like a slippery slope. Pretty soon we don't even realize it, but we're in the muck, in the mire, and that's where we are today. So vote change. And we'll finish this up next week. We're going to look at the border. We're going to look at education. We're going to look at foreign policy, freedom of speech, big tech. Look what happened when Friday Elon Musk buys Twitter. He brought that sink in. Was that the funniest thing? He comes in, he's carrying a sink. And he's and he says, I'm buying Twitter, and it was like I'm gonna flush, I'm gonna take care of everything. This, you won't let anything, like everything, but then in the kitchen sink.
Yeah.
He's going to allow everything on Twitter. He's not going to censor it. That's in the kitchen sink.
Wow.
So he was saying to them, I'm not going to cancel culture anymore. Twitter's free speech, and that's what we're going to be. And everybody's having a fit.
Is it official?
As of Friday.
So is he bringing
$44 billion.
I was going to ask my question.
Yeah, he probably will if he wants to come back. See, he's not going to in any way cancel or censor speech, which they've done.
Let that sink in.
Yeah, and that's why he brought the sink with him. Let that sink in.
That's funny.
And then we're going to talk about gun control, fracking, which will wipe out Pennsylvania, natural gas production.
We need it.
Yeah, and we're going to look at some of the Senate races in the House. And so that's what we're going to do next week, which is good because it heads into the election. So we've been a little longer than normal.
But people are like, what did William say?
These people that are doing this, it's a very minority, but they using the tactics of the devil. The majority may have to flush the virus out, and faith without works is void. So we, the people, regardless of Christian or not, have to raise our voices and our actions towards the evil, the spirit of Baal.
Amen. That's why we vote. Okay, close it out, Martin.
Hey, listen, thank you for watching. Like and share. Don't forget, if you have a topic you want us to discuss, let us know. And remember...
Wait a minute, before we do that, let's talk about the share. No, I'll talk about the share. So if when this election's over, nothing changes, it's because you didn't share this.
Ain't that the truth?
Because if everybody watched this, we had 1,000 views last day. 1,000 people shared this, and they shared it. We could make a difference.
That's right. That's right. And there have been times, let's talk locally for a minute. There's been times people have lost election by double-digit votes.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
So your vote counts.
Yeah.
So anyway.
What's the sermon this weekend?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, Pastor Blake is called Faithful Finisher.
I like that.
Yeah, I do too.
I like that.
All right, what do you say we close out?
Let's do it.
Live for Jesus, and your life will make a difference everywhere you go. Vote.